The biggest imperfections are the necessity of releasing so many wicked, barbaric, evil, dangerous murderers from Israeli prisons, and the fact that Hamas is not showing much willingness to disarm and disband, as the plan they've supposedly agreed to calls for. In fact, in the last few days since the ceasefire went into effect, Hamas has been busy reasserting control of the streets in the areas that the IDF has pulled back from. This has included taking bloody revenge on factions and clans that dared to raise their voices against Hamas, and in some cases their fists against Hamas when it was under so much pressure from the IDF. Declaring their rivals for power to be collaborators with the occupation, Hamas has rounded up and gunned down dozens of members of these rival groups, no trials whatsoever. This grisly phenomenon has actually been pretty widely reported on by the international media. I really have to wonder what all those kids on university campuses in Western countries who wore their white checkered keffiyehs and said they support for Hamas think about that. But the first problem, the release of all those dangerous terrorists, is something that Israel sadly has a lot of experience dealing with. An Israeli security source said bluntly that if these guys start making trouble, they'll be rearrested or simply eliminated if they're caught in the act of committing acts of terrorism. And you know what the stats tell us? That 80% of terrorists return to terror. However, there are many other issues that we'll have to deal with going forward, and as I've said in other venues, this war is not over.